Hello piano teachers, today we're going to look at ABRSM's grade 2 piece, Minuet in C, A2. We're going to look at how to introduce the piece, the style and character, what theory questions I would discuss with my pupils, some rhythm strategies that I would use, warm-ups for my pupils, technique ideas and ways to practice and secure the piece. So first of all, it's called a minuet, great gift. So minuet is a dance. Not many 21st century pupils know what a minuet is. So get on YouTube. There are loads and loads of video reenactments in costume of people doing minuets. Get them to look at that, then they'll get an idea of what a minuet is and what costumes they would wear and why it doesn't need to go too fast. Too many buckles, too many wigs. So that will also help them get the hang of the 3 beats in the bar, which I always think is really useful as identifying this as a dance. So when I introduce this piece to my pupils, I will play it through to them. A good teacher always models to her pupils, and I'll get them to clap the pulse just as they would in a grade 1 or 2 oral test, and ask them to clap louder on beat number 1. So get them to clap. Another thing to do, in section B of this piece, we've got terrace dynamics. So play it through to them again and get them to listen and stick their hand up as soon as they hear the dynamics increasing in intense tempo, increasing in dynamic. So hopefully their hands are up at that point. It's a dance, but I also think that with my pupils that it's a good idea to describe it as a duet between flute and cello, so they get an idea of the balance of hands that's required in this. They need to keep listening for the right hand singing out over the left hand. With theory work, you can do some simple theory stuff. I would certainly do that with mine. As I was playing, I would say to them, can you tell where section A is and where section B is? Get them to mark it in. Don't do it for them, get them to do it. Can they see? They've heard where the music gets louder, where the terrace dynamics occur. Can they actually mark them in? And I would draw some terrace dynamics in and get them to write MP, MF, F, so they understand exactly what a terrace dynamic is. Another really good game is spot the left hand octaves. This piece is an absolute gift for those. Just loads of them. See if they can find all 6 of them in the music and circle them. Really good thing to do. Either when you're introducing or when you're playing it, you could talk about the phrases and point out or get pupils to spot that the first section has 2 4-bar phrases. I would get my pupils to pencil them in. So we've got 2 4-bar phrases in section A. I'll get them to pencil that in over the top. Section B, 2 2-bar phrases, and then finally a 4-bar phrase. I'll definitely be getting them to pencil that in. Okay, so warm-ups. This piece is an absolute gift because it's minuet in C, so we can do everything in C major and really get control of those techniques. So we want to practice our detached playing. So the best way to do this is to do legato and staccato, and then detached is in the middle. So here's legato. Here's staccato. And then detached is in the middle. Now you can also practice dynamics that way as well. So you can do forte, etc. Or we can do mezzo piano. And then again, MF is in the middle. Of course you can mix and match those as well, so they can do staccato, forte, legato, piano, whatever. Or if you want to be really clever or really test your pupils and get them good, is staccato in one hand and legato in the other. Is C major, they can do it, no problem. The left hand can practice those gently arching octaves. I know that my pupils will want to go 5 1 1 and really they need to go 5 2 2. That's a nice little exercise. Just get them to play it and say it. 5 1 2, and then again on the A, 5 1 2. Yeah, they'll love that. And to describe it as a rainbow arch with their hands, little hands will need to do something like that to actually get it. There's the nicely detached little quavers in bar 2 and bar 4, and it's actually easier for smaller hands to detach these. It'll enable them to get around the piano better. Just moving up gently, that'll really help. Of course, one of the big things about this piece is the ornamentation, and there's always the question to do it or not to do it. So if you've got a pupil who's pretty clued up and can manage these trills, go for it, do them. If they can't and it's going to really impede the flow of the whole piece, leave them out. Midway, you might get your pupil, I would certainly get some of mine, I know won't be able to manage the whole thing, so we'll do mordants. So be adaptable and think about what your particular pupil will be able to do. I would write the ornaments out on big note manuscript, or I would take a photo of the written out ornament and on my tablet and stretch it so that they can see it. In the final 2 bars, the rhythm can be helped by using the words strawberries and Coca-Cola drink. So because we've got triplets, we've got a tied note and we've got semiquavers, so it could be completely disastrous. But if you use strawberries and Coca-Cola drink, that works well. So strawberries and Coca-Cola drink. So good one to do. The articulation, the left hand's mainly detached, and this will really help my pupils with small hands get around the keyboard. But bar 10 and 12 of the left hand should be legato. Great to do. Fingering could be a bit tricky, so I have my magic red pencil, known by one of my pupils as the pencil of doom, but it actually saves you from doom. So I would just mark in with a red pen, I would mark in the stems of the notes that are using finger 1. Get finger 1 in the right place, everything else pretty much follows. If there is another tricky one, I would just circle it with red. So a little bit of red, don't overdo it, else they'll take no notice of you. So useful to get the fingering right from the very beginning. Ways to practice it: awful lot of hands separately, duetting with you, slowly hands together section by section, maybe an intermediate stage of playing the right hand and tapping the pulse. So before they actually put hands together. I would get my pupils to assess their own playing as well and to mark themselves out of 10 for their effective terraced dynamics. Ways to secure it. Well, it says crotchet equals round about 112. I'm very grateful for that little C which tells us circa roundabout, because some will find 112 a bit fast, so I would say that anything from 106 upwards is probably okay. Getting the articulation correct is probably more important to me than getting it bang up to speed. And as they're learning it, I would get them to sing it as well, so that they've always got that melody in their head. Really a fantastic little piece, absolutely delightful to do. If you'd like to know more about what we offer in the way of support for this piece, subscribe to our yohondo.com mailing list, subscribe to our YouTube channel, look on the App Store for our Minuet in C app, and we'd love to hear your teaching tips as well. So please leave a comment below telling us what you would do to teach this piece. Okay, so that's all. The end, and I'll see you next time.